Welcome to this short course on accessing instant writing feedback in Scribo. The first step to get into Scribo is to follow the link given to you by your IELTS consultant. You will have received a link to a web page that will take you straight into registering mode inside Scribo Online. You will join an online school and community in British Council with any of those emails that you prefer. You could use your Google, Microsoft or regular email account, and it's as simple as filling in our registration form. Please tell us your first name, definitely your email address and password you choose. The rest of the fields are very self-explanatory, and the more information you give us, the better that we can help you. Once you've registered, you'll be into an environment where you can very quickly select an essay to practice online. Now, these essays on the right side here, there are 2 academic and 2 general. They're both task 2, so they're writing essay topics that you can choose. You can choose your preference. Take the essay that you feel the most comfortable with. When you hover on those essays on the right hand side, those titles, you'll get more of an indication as to what the essay is asking you. So pick a question you feel comfortable with and let's start writing. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's write your essay response. So a few things about this screen. Number 1 is the topic. The topic here is on the left hand side. You have a scaffold that you can use to understand more about what the challenge is in this question. There's some great advice down there. I recommend you have a scan of that. That's available in every question that Scribo gives you. You've got your keywords here. These are the words you have to really focus on to get task achievement and answer the question. Think about using synonyms. Think about alternate words that you can use to sort of like get your essay going without restating these keywords all the time. You have the ability to set a clock. So you can start yourself on a timer and allocate 10 minutes for writing planning and 20 minutes for writing itself. What you'll find in most of the sort of tips that come out of the IELTS writing people is that planning your writing is a great idea. And in Literatu, in Scribo, there is a really nice little planning tool where you can build out your thesis statement. It gives you obviously the topic, the keywords. It's looking for you to think about how you're going to approach this essay. And it breaks it down into paragraphs. You can, pick up things and move things around. You can sort of brainstorm with this tool. It's completely optional. It doesn't have to be used. But if you do some planning, why not have the plan working beside you as you're typing? So the plan starts to take some shape. You've now got an environment where you can write your essay. Now you can cut and paste from any other system into here if you've done your essay response somewhere else. I'd recommend you use this environment because it's grammar and spelling free, which gives you a great opportunity to see what your grammar and spelling is like really, and get some good feedback on it, on the levels of grammar and spelling and punctuation that you can deliver without assistance. So I've just pasted that in. I've just done exactly what I've told you not to do, but that's okay. This is a demonstration. You can use things like read text. This is a really great feature where after you've put your text in, feel free to use some options inside here to use your native language to check words, whatever you want to do, but let it play the text back to you. And you will hear what your words sound like. It's a great way of picking up errors and things that just don't quite sound right. So this is the writing space. When you have finished your work, you think you've done the best job you can, you click the hand in button. Now, if you haven't finished your work, don't hand it in because you get 1 attempt at this. As you can see at the top corner, you've got 1 credit. So when you hand it in, Scribo does its writing report and you'll see our famous flying man come up on the left hand side. He's calculating all of the feedback that is particular to you about your writing. You will now find your essay in the complete section of Scribo. So next time you come into the system, this essay will have been finished and it will be in the completed section. I'll show you that on the way out. What you have here is all the feedback you need to improve. Red is something that I would focus on, looking at the types of sentence types, Varying sentence types is a really good thing. So we've picked up that you're not really varying sentence types here. That is great advice, and that can make you, that can get you some points if you pay attention to some of these things that are in red, and focus on things that are in orange to try and see if you can remove those pieces of feedback from the system. It's a great way of developing your writing. So you've got two levels of feedback. You've got task achievement. This is the rubric feedback, grammar and accuracy, lexical resource, and coherence and cohesion. You've also got feedback paragraph by paragraph. This is, I think, where it gets exciting, because you can't fix everything at once. What you need to do is step through what you've written paragraph by paragraph, sentence by sentence, and see if you can improve things. Now, if you have some Scribo credits, which gives you more capability, you can adjust your work and run the writing report and see the impact straight away. So it can become a very interactive learning tool when you have some credits that you can purchase through Scribo. So those are the two main parts of feedback. Now, everything else, you can summarize what you wrote about. So you can quickly look at the topic and think, gee, did I talk about the topic in enough detail? It summarizes all of the things that you wrote on the right-hand side there, and it shows you where you wrote them in your essay. Now, this could have been better done because all of your points are located in the top two paragraphs of the essay. You should have spread your points out down through the essay. So there's a heads up for you there. In terms of grammar, spelling, and punctuation, everything's underlined. We recommend you could think about things. We give you some options. We give you clarity options where you could use stronger words or fewer words. Sometimes fewer is better than many more. So work your way through these things. When you hover on them, Scribo will give you some suggestions. And these suggestions are things that you can use to learn and to take away from the process. Passive voice is something that we shouldn't use in letters, but we isolate passive voices. The way we use cohesives inside our essays, whether they be common or advanced cohesives, the system will show you where you're overusing simple cohesives and try and encourage you to use some more advanced cohesives. Now, the feedback that we give you all the way through here can be translated into your local language. So if it makes more sense for you to read it in your local dialect, please feel free to translate your feedback into your local language, and that may make more resonant sense with you as opposed to English. So that's your choice. So down the side here, we break up all of the advice we give you. Like, you've used 11% academic words. That's pretty good effort. You want it for an academic essay, you want to keep your academic word numbers up around 12-13%. So focus on word choices. Sentences, we show you if there are some sentence fragments. These are things that we need to fix because they will impact on your score. Long sentences, try and work in sentences of 23 to 26 words in length. Long sentences can become quite cumbersome and difficult to read. So think about things like that we're giving you advice on, and always make sure you've hit the keywords in the essay topic, because that puts you on topic and in a good zone to get a better grade because you have answered the question. All the way through here, there is some more help. You can get a lot of online help from Scribo, talking about the areas in which we have given you advice. So if we make a point of having some red things in some red isolation points inside sentences, you can launch the sentences environment and see what sentence types and fragmented sentences is all about. So these are helpful things that keep you in the same context at all times. It's a learning environment as well as a calibration environment. And from this experience here, your consultant has received your CEFR estimate score and a writing report, which is made available through you to you by your IELTS consultants. So to recap, you've got your topic, you obviously have your writing check, you have the writing plan that you wrote against to define and structure the way you approach the writing, and you've got an exemplar. The exemplar is great because you can see what a good essay looks like. Now, this isn't the ultimate essay, it's just an example of a good sort of, IELTS 7 to 7.5 essay. And sometimes if you can see what the essay, what a good essay looks like, you can start to think about how you could approach doing that yourself. So all of those resources are available to you online, and when you exit, you'll find that your writing task that you've just completed is available to you after the recharge memo in the complete section. So you can go back into that at any time and track your history and go back to feedback and see how it looks. All of that is available to you online. So the trick with, I think, good writing is good practice, and good practice takes time and resources. Scribo and the British Council give you those resources for you to think about how you could improve, and it's interactive, it's online, and it's instant, so you don't have to wait long periods of time to get feedback on your writing. So I hope you do well on your test and have a great time practicing with Scribo.